Hi there, this is Justin from LemTask, and today we'll be looking at Habitica and why people often stop using it or why it stops working for you over time. So by over time, I mean during a long period of time, not overtime as in the other overtime. Anyway, so it stops working over time because, well, it's not necessarily a bad tool, but because since it's motivation based, once the whole motivation thing wears off, the tool use and functionality for an individual start to wear off as well. So it's more like watching a motivational video or motivational speech. Once that whole motivation wears off, once that whole motivation gets out of the system, the whole thing sort of collapses. So you stop using it the way you used to before, and it starts feeling like a chore. However, we'll go into it in detail and see the exact reason why it stops working over time. So as you can see from the previous videos, we created an account and we managed to get this far. So if you need more info or details, you can go back and watch the videos once again. Okay, so let's start from the very beginning. So at the very beginning, right, Habitica feels new. It feels interesting for everyone, of course, and you're still exploring. So everything, the game mechanics, the rewards, everything that you're using on the dashboard, every task, every habit, every to do, it feels new. So it's unfamiliar and interesting for you. However, it's not just about doing the task; it's about learning the system. So everything becomes is intriguing for everyone. So doing everything, sort of your tasks, your habits, like insetting everything, going around everything, it feels effortless. It feels easy for you. So anyway, it feels engaging and fun. However, after, let's say, after a few, okay, let's, in realistic terms, we can say after a few weeks, everything obviously won't feel new anymore. Everything will be a repeat process. So even the reward system is predictable because you know you complete a task, you get points, you get coins, and you use the coins however you feel like. So you're still completing the same tasks, like, as in habits, it's the same thing each and every day. It doesn't change, and there's no sense of, let's say, new, something new popping up, something unexpected in terms of habits, the rewards. So everything is predictable. It's the same routine over and over again, and you're still completing the same similar tasks, but the feedback loop hasn't changed. So that's one of the things that makes it all like it, okay, makes it all predictable. So everything is still the same. So in a way, it's still the same system. So it's no longer that motivating anymore, and it obviously stops working over time for you because it's a repeat process of everything you've been doing, everything that was there initially. So it stops working for you because you've been repeating the same thing. There is no sense of motivation anymore because it's the same thing over and over again. You're doing the same processes, the same tasks, maybe different clients or different to dos here and there, but then it's still the same interface, it's still the same features. So it obviously stops motivating you. So it's a tool that obviously focuses more on motivation of how to get and when to get things done. And that's where the friction starts. You start missing tasks. Obviously, you lose your streaks, you lose your points, you lose your gaming EXP or whatever this yellow thing experience exactly. So that's how it is. And the penalties start to feel annoying instead of motivating because now you're missing tasks and you're getting penalties, and in a way it's no longer as exciting as it used to be, and tasks start to feel a bit heavy. They're just repetitive, and everything else is, if you have a lot of tasks, everything will become clustered and heavy for you. But it depends on an individual's on how you use the the tool, of course. So it's not like the system has failed you or everything else is falling apart. Everything is just the way it is, but the motivation alone cannot like carry you throughout the long term. And obviously, with people, once motivations wears out, everything starts, it goes back to normal. It starts to feel like a burden, it starts to feel heavy, and that's how it stops working over time. And as you can see, if you keep on repeating the daily task each and every day, it's the same rewards, same process, and so on. So that's how it usually is with tools like this. So with tools like this, it's not about, how can I put this? It's not about discipline. It's not about a person, let's say you stopped caring about your task, but it's in a way your work has evolved, your tasks have changed, they've become more, and there is more responsibilities, but the system itself doesn't change to accommodate that. It still remains the same. So in a way, Habitica excels at starting momentum, but it struggles to sustain it without friction and in the long term as well. So it's just that kind of system, which obviously you can see the trade off in how it works. And we'll go on more about it, just a little bit more about it. And then you can also explore how this system or how this tool stops working over time. So let me give you more examples. Let's say you have more dailies. Let's say client one, then you have again another daily, client two. I'll just keep it simple. The less complicated it is, the better and easier for me to explain this. So client three, as you can see, the list keeps growing, and of most times than not, it becomes a little bit more complicated. I'll just write whatever, and then we'll just say medium, and it doesn't repeat. Where do I change that every week? Okay, no, 0 weeks. Okay, so it doesn't repeat. Then I save this, and then you add more details again, and then you can start date. You can say Thursday, and then the repeats weekly. You can say daily, and then you can save it again. So as you can see, the more tasks you add, the more details becomes clustered, and the more content there is to keep up with. So in a way, it becomes chaotic sometimes, especially for those with a lot of responsibilities, a lot of tasks, a lot of things to deal with. And in a way, it stops being a very easy to use tool, because now everything is a lot and it's complicated, and the tool doesn't evolve with everything. So it just becomes a bit too clustered and chaotic. However, this is how we do it using LemTask, a tool that I often use myself. And let's wait for it. Okay, you can use the voice note function. I have mentioned this in the previous videos. So with this one, all tasks, the great thing about this is that you have your board, and in your board, there we go, you have your to-do list, you have your in progress, and you have your done. So you can move things around here. When it's in progress, you can move it around, and when it's done, you can just move it to done. So that's how it is. It keeps everything neat and organized. As you can see on the to-do list now, there are very few. In progress, there are very few. And the done list, obviously, it's all the projects that you've ever done. So this on the done section, it's even a bit dimmed out so that it doesn't cluster what you need to see in front of you in terms of what you need to do and the tasks that are in progress. So this is how you can basically organize it. And you can also organize your info in a form of lists. As you can see, in each list, you can have your paid media, run e-commerce campaigns. It's also on the board, and it was marked as done. So it also got automatically updated here, done. And then you have your clients, client project one, and then you have your personal, which is a gym. This one is a repeated task. So even if I moved it to done, where is that board? Okay, even if I moved it to done, and let's scroll down a bit. Okay, or gym in progress. Even if I move it to done, I don't think it would really disappear here because it's a repeated task. So it's always there each and every day. And oh, there we go, it disappeared. So this is how you can structure your tasks on a daily basis. And it has a little bit of a reward function, which you get in EXPs as well. But everything is well organized. As you can see, you have your medium priority, your high priority is red, medium priority is orange, and your less priority task is in green. So everything is organized for you to make it simpler for you to know which is which. And unlike other tools, everything is just the same, and you just have to figure out which is more urgent and which is not. So this is one of the features that can help with that. And also this energy levels also state how much effort and energy you need to put into the task, and this one as well, how much time you need to put into each task. So that's how it is. And if you want to learn more features about this tool, you can always have a look at it on the link below. And that's it from me for today, and thank you very much. I will catch you on the next video.